Hello, welcome to Market. My name is Edward Nyakun. Today we're going to look at how African youth is being encouraged to transition from being aid conscious and then move on to become entrepreneurs and to be able to drive trade on African continent, because at the moment we're told that intra-African trade is around 17% compared to other regions with over 43%. That is from Africa to Europe. So that is one of the reasons why African youth have converged on the soil of Accra. I'm talking about 15,000 youth from all over Africa. They've gathered here under the Connect African Summit, which is underway here. So we're going to look at that, how the African Beyond Aid agenda can be driven by African youth. But before we do that, let's take the base language for today, which is externality. Hello, it's midweek trading on the Ghana Stock Exchange. We go there to find out what's happening. With me to do that is Esther. Esther, take us through the equity market for today.
Well, Edward, the midweek trading showed that the composite index was at 0 points. This is the second day in a row we are having the composite index at 0 points. The financial stocks is also at 0 points. And the return on investment, which is the year-to-date change, is 46.68%. That means if you invested on the stock market from the beginning of the year till now, you're having a return of 46.68%. In terms of volume, this is the lowest we have recorded this week, over 37,000. And in terms of value, also the lowest we have recorded this week, 42,433. The market capitalization has remained the same since Monday because no equity has registered a price change, so it's still around 64.0. As I said, trading results, no equity registered a price change. But in terms of volume, we have MTN Ghana selling 7,493 shares, SIC 1,074, Societe Generale 120, Total 925, and I think Goil 780, ETI 3,743, GCB 1,625. As I said, no equity registered a price change for today.
Thank you very much. Before we continue, let's pick a sound bite from the conference that is underway at the Accra International Conference Center. Let's pick some of the sound bite from personalities that address the youth there.
These are the opportunities we've been looking forward to for decades. This open trade agreement, we need to leverage on these opportunities. They are exciting, they come with hope. So we need to be proactive as youths. The platform has already been set. the agenda is being set, as you can see. So we need to take advantage of these opportunities and prepare ourselves for the good things that are ahead. Those who want to trade across borders, this is an opportunity for us. It's an exceptional opportunity. It removes all limitations that were existing before.
I've always advocated for students to think on how to be on their own. One of my mentors ever told me that if you get a government work, it's a good student. So what government need to do is to get some funding to support the youth to go in various sectors.
It's important for us to bring such conversations, this kind of event, to engage policymakers directly, right? To tell them the actual. So my colleague is from South Africa, for instance. I'm from Nigeria, and we got to the airport. I had to pay $50 to get a COVID test. She paid $150. We are from the same continent. So that to me isn't right. And if we really mean business, this is how we think we need to start to start changing, right? Just little things that can obstruct the implementation of the policy. So when we start doing all of this, it shows that we really mean business, right? And then
from some of the participants at the Connect Africa Youth Summit underway at the AICC. But we're going straight to talk to an economist, Paul Apia Konedu, to find out more from him about the African Beyond Aid agenda, the role of the youth or the youth factor. Paul, you're welcome.
Thank you very much for having me this evening.
Great. Now, Paul, the Connect Africa Youth Summit is the 4th edition. In your view, how important or crucial is this summit to the youth in Africa?
Thank you very much. Now, if you look at the essence of the summit, that is the 2021 Youth Connect Africa Summit, which seeks to address issues relating to economic, social, and political empowerment of youth in Africa. And as we all know, in Africa, the population of the youth, as it stands now, is about 280 million. That is to say, more than 50% of Africa's population are youths. In Ghana, for instance, we have more than 57% of the population being under 25 years. This means that we have a large part of our population being youth. And so it is very important for us to have such forums to discuss issues relating to the youth. So I think the 2021 Youth Connect Africa Summit is an important forum as it seeks to bring together all stakeholders that are involved in youth development to synergize around issues, policies, programs, and partnerships to position the African youth to champion the African Continental Free Trade Agreement agenda and also to promote regional integration in Africa.
Now, listening to some of the speakers at the opening ceremony, we're talking about, especially the Vice President of Ghana, talking about the fact that if the youth burden is not translated into a benefit, it's going to be a ticking time bomb that might destroy the continent's prospect. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, the Vice President was talking about the fact that unemployment is like a ticking bomb. Youth unemployment.
Sure. So I think I agree with the Vice President in that regard. If we look at the recent uprisings we have had around the globe, we can talk of the Arab political crisis we had in recent times. In Nigeria, we had the NSAS. Recently had the Make Ghana Work campaign. If you look at the people involved, most of them are youth. And they are involved in some of these campaigns because they are idle. They probably don't have something to do in terms of work. So they have that free time, and as the saying goes, the devil finds work for the idle hands. And when there's unemployment, then there is a basis or enough reason for people to rise up and to revolt even against the existing regime. So the high and rising youth employment is a threat to the political stability of African economies, and it's about time African leaders begin to adapt policies and initiatives towards addressing the issue so as to address the problem even at the basis.
Now, at the heart of this discussion or conference is the Africa Beyond Aid, and we're looking at what can the youth do to change this narrative. In your view, is it right time to do that? Do we have what it takes to say we want to scale over the wall of aid?
Yeah, to be able to address the issue of aid, I think it's important to look at it from its root cause. Why is it that Africa cannot be self-reliant in terms of raising enough revenues to address our development challenges? It's not because of the limited productivity and the low output levels, mainly because most of our youth are not engaged in the production process. In some African countries, you have unemployment ranging from up to 30–50%. In most cases, even those that are employed are doing jobs that do not match their skills. It is very common to find graduates in Africa set along our roads and all that, or doing jobs that they had in school. And even for those that have not been.
But it's not always what you have been taught in school that you find yourself doing, Paul.
Sure, that is true. That is true. That is true. It's not always about doing what you say.
Because what they want to do today is that the entrepreneurship mindset.
Sure. I think our educational system needs to be reformed to be able to inculcate that entrepreneurial mindset into our youth, and also to create the enabling environment for the youth to be able to thrive in business. For instance, you come out of school, and if you happen to come from a deprived background, it is very difficult to be able to access for the bank, even as a small business, even when you have the potential, even when you are putting in the effort, even as you are trying to do something. The economic environment is not that friendly to youth businesses and to small businesses. And so it is very important for government to develop innovative policies through, for instance, the Ghana Entrepreneurship Agency, through the 1D1F. I think we have to identify youth-led businesses and support them to grow. When I was returning from my village session on Kente. Now, when you visit Bonre now, what happens is that they with the Kente, they display it until people visit the area and buy. They are lying idle. So that stock is their effort and investments that are lying idle. And if they are not able to sell, that discourages them from producing more. Now, if governments, framework of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, for instance, can develop the Kente value chain to make sure that these young men at Bonre, Manso, and other areas, after weaving the Kente, are able to access African market. And Kente is sought after in other African countries, and even beyond Africa, in Europe, there is a market for Kente, but we are not able to develop these value chains to make sure that we are able to sell. So what happens is that these young men have the energy to produce, but we are not able to support them to sell. That discourages them from engaging in production. In the agriculture sector, is the same. We have the youth engaging in agri. We produce, usually there is bumper harvest, there is no market. The next season, they are discouraged from going to the farm to produce. And that is I think that problem comes because we have not been intentional in terms of developing value chain in the various sectors to make sure that there is ready market. To even encourage these youth that we are trying to get them in various sectors of the economy to produce and grow their income. So you need to reduce the problem of unemployment.
Now, you are in academia, so in your view, what should the academia in Africa do to help change this kind of, to address some of these challenges we are facing on the continent?
I think for the academia to do something meaningful, there has to be a collaboration between governments and the academia. Research should reflect the aspirations and the goals of the nation, where we want to get. We should have a target, we should have a goal, and then within that policy framework, assign research areas to various subject areas. The sciences, the social sciences. That is what is done in Europe. The EU has a development program. In that development program, research projects are assigned to various universities and professors to work and make recommendations on how various nation states within the EU region can implement practical policies for the EU to be able to achieve certain development targets. But here there is a disconnect between the kind of research that we are doing and the policies that government is formulating. And even in situations where we make the recommendations, governments do not have the political will to make use of these recommendations to be able to inform government policies so that the policies we are implementing are targeting the real sectors, are targeting the vulnerable groups in our population, are targeting the core basis of the economy, such that we are able to have a comprehensive development policy that is well informed and that is not disconnected from academic research.
Now, looking at the 15,000 youth that have converged in Accra, some are by virtual, some too are here physically, how do we harness these resources to ensure that Africa, we take full advantage of the African continental free trade area?
Like I said, in Africa, we like paying lip service to problems. Usually we have large funds like this, like the Youth Connect Africa, the SDG Youth Forum. In recent times, we have several such youth forums, but the effort ends once the forum ends. We don't see practical actions from African governments, African departments and agencies, and local governments in Africa trying to make sure that we take ideas from some of these forums to implement them for the benefit of the African youth. So I think for us to be able to maximize the benefit from some of these forums, it is important for African governments at all levels, at central and local government levels, to resolve to take ideas and the recommendations that come from some of these forums and take a step further to implement these ideas to make sure that our policies are reflecting the resolution at some of these forums.
It seems I'm getting the impression that everything is government, but what should be the role of the private sector in this space?
Yeah, I think the private sector, government is supposed to create the enabling framework. That is why I am, as a development person, I'm always interested in government leading the world. Private sector also has a role to play. For instance, with the one if government is ready to support the private sector, it is also important for private sector players to position themselves in such a way that we can make maximum use of the benefits that is coming from the government. Usually when we get such support from the government, we think it is a free transfer. So we don't even put in the effort to make sure that we make the best use of it, return profits, and probably pay back the support that we got from the government, so government can continue to support more. That's the way we can make government support schemes sustainable. If government dashes money to people and they just misappropriate it, what it means is that in the future, we will not have that resource for just supporting others. So for those that are benefiting from the government schemes through the 1D1F and the Ghana Entrepreneurship Development Agency and other such schemes, I think it's very important for us to have that mindset that these are not free money, these are not free resources, these are monies that we have to make good use of so that we can even expand our business, create employment for the teeming youth, grow our incomes, return something to the government in terms of taxes and also in terms of paying back the loans that government is guaranteeing through the Exim Guarantee Bank.
Let's now turn our attention to the issue of using online platforms or the digitalization drive on the continent of Africa to deepen trade. How do we do that?
Yeah, I think digital platforms are very crucial in our dispensation, in this technological age. For instance, when I was in Nigeria, there was one thing I realized, that a lot of Nigerians are interested in Ghanaian delicacies. The gakinki is something a lot of Nigerians are interested in. Shito, for instance, is also another thing that is in Ghana, which we can market to the outside world, Africa and the rest of the world, through digital platforms. Kente is also one other commodity that has very huge potential. If we can leverage on online tools to market goods like Shito, like Gakinki, like Faith, I think we need to reach out to an unlimited market out there and create opportunities for our youth. And that will be unlimited. Imagine we leverage on technology with the support of the government to develop Kente value chains, for instance. The market is so huge, so unlimited, and a lot of people can be engaged in such sectors to be able to reduce the rate of unemployment in Ghana and other African countries.
Paul, finally, let's look at the issue of adding value to the raw materials we have in Africa. What can joint venture shape between maybe Ghanaian business partners here and their friends in Rwanda, another part of Africa, coming together to be able to move this? Because partnership is what is driving business in some part of the world, but we don't seem to have that culture here.
Yeah, I think partnership is very, very important, even in terms of selling the various commodities that the African countries have comparative advantages in across Africa. It is important to have partner representatives in other African countries. For instance, if somebody wants to go into the commercialization of Gakinki, like I've said, it is important to have a rep in Nigeria, to identify a partner in Nigeria who has the channel of distribution. Be able to identify a partner who probably has the capital to be able to make sure that when the goods get to Nigeria, they are distributed. And I think the government can facilitate these partners. And the African Secretariat can also help to create a platform where businesses that are ready to engage, that are ready to partner within Africa, can connect and put their resources together to make sure that we are able to create more African goods to address or meet African demand. That's the only way we can increase income levels in Africa. Like I told you last time, intra-African trade is about 13%. That compares poorly to the average of about 20 to 30% within the EU, within the South region, and also with the South American region, also in Asia. So if we can partner African businesses, I think it will go a long way to help increase intra-African trade. And that is the only way we can increase income levels in Africa, create employment, and also return something to government in terms of taxes to reduce our overdependence on foreign aid.
Thank you very much, Paul Appiah-Krandu, for your time. We've been looking at the Africa Beyond Aid, the youth factor. What can the youth in Africa do to ensure that we deepen trade among ourselves? This is how we draw the curtain today on Market Avenue. My name is Edward Nyaku. God willing, we meet tomorrow. Shalom.